Alright, I believe everything is set and ready. Good. So, we found LSA this morning, or rather this evening. And now we need to find her brother Elfino. Which I'll be doing now. So she go up to the Amiro launch here. Alright. Here we go. You want to fly an Amiro, Kulusa, but I suppose Master Jujima is going with you. Wait here please, the Master should be along with the mount shortly. Ah, cool.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
Wow. Quite a bit different from, I suppose all these, it's Lakeland. They've not been a Lakeland yet. So I'm guessing I'm all the way over here. Which I believe would be, Limsa Lumensa. Be wrong. Yeah, Lanosia. Yes, compared to the mainland, senior attacks are fairly prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous. It is the people you should be wary of. Why? Why should I be worried of the people? What have they done? Rivals the Crystallium in scale, but was once an ally and a battle against the abominations. For years, the Moran elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection if we bend the knee. But to say their ideals are questionable will be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one of among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with Ilmor is strained at best. Ilmor. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. I am glad we understand each other. Now the Exarch has instructed me to oops. I was not meant to do that. So have some twitchy fingers. Yes! Level up! Whatever Shizim Jinmai has to tell you, he plainly deems it worthy of your undivided attention. If you head south along the coast, you eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Eobor. Eobor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Culusia, and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a sprig of time, and that will let him know you can be trusted. Here, there should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the Amaro until you're ready to return. Ah, darn it. Wait. That was a close one. Nice. All right. Oops. Aetheryte, that's right. Well, not Aetheryte, but rather, there are a lot of hobgoblins here. Further south, huh? Can't be too further south. What do you have to fish, crab? Think about an eel in the barrel somewhere if you've got a taste for them. No, but here's some time for you. Oh, I do love a bit of time. Chuck some in the pan and it's like a bloody festival of flavour. Now, what is I can do for you? I can't say that there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. Off and away. I know the one. A young champion of the downtrodden. Ilmore is richer than all of Novant put together, but it's a different story for them. It is live outside the city and must spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive. Which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. I can hazard a guess as to where he is now. I'm good to show him. But you need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. Make for Stilltide. That's a fishing village just up the path there. You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern that August called the Leaky Keel. Ha. Wait there until and I'll see that Alvina joins you. Ah, there's our... Wait, did I get the ether right? Yeah, must have. Alright. Yeah, screw it. I want to see how many of these I can take on. Yeah, come here. Damn. Just like that, huh? There you go. Just needed that last shield to crack. Oh, no! Too many HUDs, too many HUDs! Off. Took this guy to Morrow Keep. No. Hmm. Just time to wait around, I guess. This is your first time in the tavern. It's a customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What do you be having? Mead! I'll have mead! A fine choice, and what are you paying with? Oh no, those are exotic. Where do you come by coins like that? I'm sorry dear, I don't have doubt they're available, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity and I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbours. So just give them the arrangements, huh? Here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them. Then we have, what do you say we have a bit of extermination work? I want you to squash any vermin you find, then visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me. First look on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence snoring like his not. Do that for me, any Lisbeth says things like. This couldn't be him, right? This just couldn't be. You're not gonna drag. Like, from what I gather of this world, it's like a reflection of ours. That means there are similarities, you know, hence the whole world going on. Nice. Oh, hello. Excellent. I know who to expect. There's gonna be like a cure. Huh. None of some instruction that I could finish. They haven't been for some time. The Nord scraps of vegetables on the floors just ready for taking reasons. Oh dear. Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing kid have to say for himself? Well, he wasn't really there, was he? Go on, I said we have to join the rest of the hopefuls. In Gate Town, outside Alamora, you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You have more than earned it. I'll even throw another drink on the house. Oh, thank you. You're too kind.
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
Oops.
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Alpha no, old boy!
'Tis good to see you, my friend. The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, wow, Fino, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu.
That long?
It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. But the time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
Oh, we thought we had lost you. Me, I was more worried about you. Yeah, we thought we had lost you, often no.
Huh. Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before. I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire. Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped, but so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered.
Good on you, Afano.
That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a
Yulmore.
capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
Ha, don't you know it?
And so we take to the road once more.
Seeing no objections, let's make way directly to the city outskirts. If we have time to arrive just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Aylmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come from here, we must head west and then cross a small bridge. Oops. Here we go. Done and done. Northwest, huh? There's somewhere up here. Lucia seems special, does it not? Almost familiar? I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. If you think that we never calamity struck the source, or affliction such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No, get away from me. Who's over there? Look at it, someone's in trouble. Who's in trouble? I think the fates look out. Pardon me. Are you okay, madame? My poor heart, thank you, young sir. Now there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you alright, madame? Just a few bruises where I fell. Nothing compared to what was in the store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet was not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I knew that to stop me. I should have left my old house behind and go up outside the Elmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies will welcome an old crone like me, so leaving our shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, at least to make the this task any easier. Thank you again, you saved my life. No, as just a strapping lad like you has looked. Oops. I don't mean to do that. Just as the ladies say, many of these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Elmore's shadow. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told about these monsters? Well, I witnessed that firsthand, because yee. Comrade with Armorang, close is almost a haven, but as you saw, we cannot let our guard down. Had you arrived but a few moments later, the Siniers would have claimed another victim. Still, we have won a small victory this time at least. Now shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. Right, so not heading that way, just heading a bit down, are we? Bit to the northwest, huh? 514 yards that way.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Yulmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
Ah, I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh?
They still talk like pirates.
I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
You what, mate?
He's not here to compete. Leave him be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please!
Dear Lord, what is this?
Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all. Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu! Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We may not at all.
Fish, is it?
Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame.
Great.
It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back! Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in a city of splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor.
Alright.
Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident!
This is creepy.
For you! Enjoy!
Thank goodness.
Over here!
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity, yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yikes. Now you understand why my teams into the city have thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. To say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Yulmore's current rule came into power. Yet from what I've seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from their shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I have tried to purpose ways they can improve their lot, but my words have invariably fallen deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I worry. Well, mayhap you should take a turn around Gatetown and judge the situation for yourself. So here are ya. Can't blame me for wanting a slice of Yulmore's pie. Yulmore, yes. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gatetown's not much to look at, aye, but at least it's safe, and the meal is the best thing I've ever tasted. Just look like you mentioned more beautiful city. It's actually rather hideous, but every day I dream of the life that waits me inside this walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? No, they will not. So that's what happened to Limsa Lamensa. Sad. Ah. You've seen what Gatetown has to offer. These people can no longer fend for themselves. They've become dependent on handouts of me all, and believe even more is the answer to their woes. Yet no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay, unable to conceive of any other way of life. Disapprove, it frustrates me certainly, that's the only part of it, though the whole situation makes me uneasy. Not that it matters however unjust the system seems to me. If these people claim to be content with their lot, it is hardly my place to criticize their choice. But take the elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forgo almost the geese, and then they all faced forces to seek refuge in Gatetown, and so hamlets and fields across the land are left empty and unattended, hastening that region's descent into ruin. Nay, I'm not convinced that Yulmore and generosity truly serves the best interests of. I am not so naive to think as that there's some miraculous solution to all of this. Yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of the hard-working villagers struggling to survive, even if the chosen few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by the hand of the capricious noble. There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Yulmore's gates. It's fortunate that you arrived when you did, Renee. I've been working on a scheme to insinuate myself into the city, and if it was a plan, it should come to fruition. Well, what? There is a beast tribe who makes its home in the seas surrounding the island, the Ondo. They're called, though you know, and I know them as the Sahagan. For the most part, they keep themselves in the ocean grottos, and rarely have dealings with woodland dwellers. But Satoru took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay, and Kugane business favors the bold, and so I reached out to them. I duly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular. When I offered to procure such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture for any prospective investor, would you not agree? Surely, even though the most jaded Yulian lord would have time for a merchant who came to make pearls from plums and pumpkins. Or plums and pumpkins. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating a price. He's learning anything from Titaru. My appointment with Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet with him. I do have me for the exchange. Well, excellent, let's get going. Moshamoa. Alright, let's visit this Moshamoa person. Oh, look at this jerk. $535 yards to the north. So just... Oh, don't tell me we have to go all the way up there. That'd be ridiculous. $331 yards to the north. It's up there, isn't it? Damn it. Alright. Dear Moshamoa. Her eyes are glowing, that's weird. Alright. Yeah, maybe I should have a lot of it got to know. So I need to go down south here, do I? Hmm. I like this so much. Alright, so 363 yards to the west. That peninsula over there. Tell me that at least took a two cans. Two Calibri. Wow, that's awesome. Alright, so just here, yeah. Hello, you little...
There you are. The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear, must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Crystarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmoran's interest.
Why?
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
Right.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shear, it was the difference between life and death.
You should have just gone with
I
Crystallium.
do not regret my
Or
decision,
whatever.
yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
It's not who you are. Might have been foolish to
I suppose not.
give up such a
Were a
easy
Stygian
route,
here,
but
he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alfino, ever the slave to send.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Wright then? Is that... I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on, they may need our help.
Very well. Speaking of, nah, it's fine, don't worry. Trying to not get into too many fights here, but west. How can it be further west? Maybe it is down there. Is it 575 yams though? How can it be west? Up there, maybe? Alright, I guess so. That's ridiculous. 91 yards to the west? There's nothing down there. There it is. I'm surprised it wasn't up there. Oh, Splatter, mercy, mercy, I beg you. I'm guessing you're thrown into the ocean. Crystal. I was invited to Yulmore to work as an artist. The wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but when my style proved contrary to their tastes, they just quickly turfed me out onto the street. I was left penniless and patronless, a grave sin in Lord Balthur's city. Within days they had brought me before the man himself, and he was asked me what I meant to do. Dejected as I was told, I told him that I wished to leave. But I don't know how soon he would grant me my wish. They flung me over the balustrade into the gods' damn ocean. Right, but there, how were you not dashed to pieces? Don't ask me. Luck, I suppose. If you hadn't found me when you did, you wouldn't have counted for much. Monstrous, and citizens condone such barbaric punishment? But without a second thought, when Lord Vorthri passes judgment, no one so much as blinks, alone argues. And Newmore, sweetest law. What a... Yeah, colourful language here. The more I hear about Yulmore, the more determined I am to see what waits within its walls. I shall bend all my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. But first we should convey Tristal to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of this chilly coastal air. So that... Alright. Oh, go away. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. Oops, 4, 2, here. Ah. Oh, all right. Oh, right, two more, alright. Damn it. Alright. Cool. I'm just gonna ignore that one. For accept my deepest gratitude, I owe you both my life. And if you'll permit me, I will assist you in your attempt to enter Eormore, insofar as I am able, at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into that awful place makes me sick to my stomach, but since it's plain you've set your minds on it, you should take this. It's my favorite paintbrush. The Eormorian elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want. If I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may better convince the people that you have a talent for painting. I'll give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I can't. I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided. But I shan't stay long in this place, not with that city brooding over me. Now I'll move on to new lands and new provision. I'll keep you in my prayers from now until my dying days. Well, how sweet. We'll however need to act upon his advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skill with a brush, nothing approaching that of a true artist, of course, but enough to play the role, I would hope. As for you, well, if you don't mind taking a subordinate role, mayhap you could pose as my assistant. Then it is settled. All we need to do now is return to Gate Town and wait the next appearance of those vile jesters. Oof. A village of woe, huh? Alright, what's this? Ulysses appears to have been waiting your arrival. Excuse me, but you're the gentleman I was traveling with, aren't you? Sorry, I didn't quite catch your name. Well, it's Renee. Nice to meet you. Hi Renee, how lovely to meet you. My name is Ulysses, and I'm acting village mayor. I was hoping someone with your talents would pass through right before long. The thing is, I need to visit someone up at Stonegazer, but I'm afraid to walk the path alone. Do you think you could provide an escort? I'd be glad to. My thanks, I couldn't bring myself to ask one of the villagers. You see, there was an incident a while back where a veteran band of hunters was badly mauled. Simply mentioning that it's unsafe to wander outside the village these days would be enough to bring back memories of that grisly scene, which is why it's been so difficult to even bring up the subject. But such does not change the fact that the roads were indeed dangerous. Pray meet me on the path to the north and be prepared for the fend of the wildlife. Very well. And then you got this one over here. The noise watches the path through the shipyard with anxious eyes. Oops. I even worry my husband taking the road down to the shipyard, and he's strong as Talos. As a Talos. He's been gone for a good while now. Though if you're heading that way, could you please let him know his wife is expecting him at home? I guess I can do that. There's something I can do for you, stranger. Well, beat me with a hammer. Has it been that long? I was aiming to salvage the planks from this old hell. But she's given me more trouble than I bargained for. Bit of a waste to leave all this lumber laying around. Oof. Not much call for a seaworthy ship since the light ate up half the world. You understand. So I reckon it was better for a woodworker like me to put it good use. These boards, though, they're so tightly jointed I can't pull the bleeding little things loose. Hey, do me a favor and sprinkle some of this powder on the joints along the keel. Keep working on this end, and with any luck, I can make it home before the wife stops down here and fetch me herself. Yeah. Wife's got you by the coin purse, huh? That should do the trick. Powdered fire crystal is the best thing for melting wood glue. Just pour in a little water and the steam will take care of the rest. It's not to help you on my job, thanks to you, and if you could let the Thornies know, I'll be done within the hour. Then you have helped me out, or two other spots today. Neat. He's quite alright. Excellent. So what's this place up here then? One moment. Excellent, I suppose. Right. Four and 15 yards to the east. Northeast. Yeah, okay, so it's up there on the ridge. Right, I want to go help out this lady with her little problem. Ether currents. Meringue in Louisiana. Yeah, that looks about right. But we're already under attack. Hmm. Oh, here we go. Right, Talia, I was barely 10 steps out of the village. Come, let us hurry before more predators. Yep. Ooh. One moment. Thank you for the escort, Renee. It is the gentleman I wish to speak with, so you didn't go any further. Say Luke. Are you wandering around by yourself out here? You know what kind of creatures lurk beyond the borders of the village. Oh, what if it isn't Cliff told this little girl? Something I can do for your lass. Yes, so I came for an answer to my proposal from the other day. Have you given any thought to taking over the village at Mir? Oh, yeah? Looking to do the best I can in the interim, but I have neither the age nor the wisdom to continue in the role, and the rest of the village agrees with me. I'm fairly sure I told you nay once already. Seeing as you found a guard just so you could come and talk to me, then mayhap I'll consider that idea in exchange for few small tasks. Yes. What's he after? What could possibly be in that tell he wants? Uh, Billions, scenes. Alright. What? In the incident I spoke of... And the incident I spoke of earlier was something that happened a year ago. One day, a stray Sunita came prowling around and slaughtered nearly half the village. It was a waking nightmare. Some of the villagers blamed my father. They said it was because he refused to accept the protection of Yulmore. Um... Oh... the sheer scale of the tragedy and the exertions that followed wore away at his conscience until finally could be no good no longer. He hanged up. Oh. So Luke, the older man we spoke of, was his closest friend, but considering how he worded his request, it seems he's reluctant to accept the fact of my father's death. Still, I would see this task at its end. Let us bring him to a sickle, shall we? Yeah, and I bet he's run away too. Was you gonna ask something bloody ridiculous? Alright. What's a Talos? Oh, you mean the stone statue? I'm glad you were here. They must have burrowed in beneath the plates. I know Sir Luke implied the tunnels are still moving, but as you can see... Once upon a time, there'd be a line of these contraptions holding materials down to the shipyard. Step by ponderous step, which instantly is how this slow road supposedly earned its name. But after Daedalus Stoneworks... Oh! Like Sid's Ironworks, right? This particular worker was damaged during the Stray Eater rampage, and it hasn't shifted in ilm ever since. It was always Sir Luke's favorite. Come, let us make a report. What is this leading up to? Oh, there you go. Sure. I'm curious where this is leading up to be honest. Yes. It is rather pleasant. So Luke himself has some training as a warrior, but guard her as if she were a princess, and he her gallant knight. I'm sorry, it's just... Is Sir Luke fit to serve as mayor? There are none who care for right and its people more than he. Villagers and I are certain that Sir Luke will rise to the occasion. He just needs a little more time. It has been but a year and we're all still suffering. Some seek to bury the misery beneath true faces, and others are yet trapped in the memories of the past. Sir Luke, I fear, is one of the latter. But if a bouquet of flowers is what it takes to help him through his sadness, then I pick every bloom from this cape. Will you give me a hand to find some pretty flowers? Pray think of it. Oh, I need some water. Pray think of it as a tribute to the deceased. Dingling and it disappear. Hey, dinner. Howdy do there. Howdy do there, Danny boy. How you doing this 2 in the morning? I guess it'll be about 12 for you. Howdy do. 12:59. Well, getting plenty of rest, are you? Not stay up too late. Drive out from. Well, where do you drive from? Oh, nice. Bet that felt good. Kind of jolly, actually. We made it in the flowers and none was aware. Oh, hello, cutscene. So Luke, Renee and I return with a bouquet of flowers for your wife. Ah, splendid, thank you. Now perhaps she'll come. She'll come back, too. Oh. This is a bit hard. Was he gonna hang himself? Yikes. So I embraced this delusion, thinking that maybe if I tried enough, if I truly believed they were still alive and the events of that day would fade away, like the nightmare was, but I succeeded only in hurting those around me. I understand why you did it. You did, sir. Truly, I do. You always were such a sweet little girl. Such a sweet child. I'll place the flowers you brought on her grave. She would have a lot of them. As for me assuming the role of mayor, I am sorry I better give you our decision just yet. Take as long as you need. In fact, I might even take a little time to cry for myself. I suppose I'll give you a moment or two. Wait. Yeah, I don't blame you. 3 or 4 hours is nice. You know, staying a bit longer wouldn't hurt. If you're relaxed for once. Oh, blimey, that says a lot. Maybe you should have brought a house up there. No, bought rather. Thank you for your patience, Renee. See, Luke still appears to be wrestling with his thoughts. All the time? Really? It's nuts. Well, is there like a something like an inn nearby? Not an inn, like a hotel or something. Sort of like a retreat. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, I tell you what, hopping to a spa at like in the like 3 a.m. That'd be pleasant. Just soak overnight. Oh, I see. That's cool. How can manage such faulty judgment ever serve you as mayor? What comfort can I offer those who loved ones who were needlessly slain, and not while the abomination himself yet roams free to kill? Easy just does everything. Oh, that's... Heck yeah. That sounds awesome. As I said, I'm kind of jealous. Oops. How far away was this place? I know Australia can get quite large, but... Oh yeah, 2.5 hours, but it was worth it. Sounds like it was worth it. I forgot where it was. I think it's up in the Northern Islands somewhere. Nice. Not too keen on Greek food myself, but it sounds great. Yeah, there's a place up north, in the Northern Island, with plenty of volcanic activity, and then you know got these like mud spas you can like sit in and just chillax. I'm being meowed at. Oh god, that's right here enough for me. I wish I could remember what it's called. No active volcanoes, but I'd guess there's plenty of activity on the ground. I wish I could remember what it's called. I'm gonna tab out for a moment. Let's see. Being messaged by Nex here. Yes. Yes. At least you'll die in, comfort, I suppose. As the, gas chokes you to death. Well, not chokes, but suffocates. What luck. Hey, your corpse has a good chance of being preserved, I think. Being settled by 500 pound, you got no doubt. Okay, this quest is just leading on forever, and it's not even the main. Surely there's something important about a blue quest with a plus sign, right? Oh, I'm getting another cutscene. Let me guess, the barley crop was planted by his wife. Oh no. Close enough, I suppose. Oh, right, of course, yes. Like a shipwright. And in years gone by, I see the line of ties would stretch down the road, arms bring lumber, and the shipyard would echo with the calls of shipwrights. Hard at work, and when the village was done, they would gather here to share an ale in the village. My father, he had hoped to brew that traditional right ale with the barley from this crop to one day tap a barrel with his family, and dear friends, and raise a toast to the future. But my dear girl, the land here does not nourish the crops as it once did. I fear it be some time ere you have barley fit for the ale you have in mind. In the meantime, will you help me with the rest of Clifton's plans? If you want the things the way they once were, did you not? Then we must first recover the tragedy, from the tragedy which was visited upon us. There is no simple solution, but I mean to do what I can to lead our community out of this mire of pain and grief. Assuming you are still willing to have me as mayor. Yes, of course, sir. Thank you. Okay, this dialogue's going on for a bit. Now I had best get to work. I have folk to talk to and plans to make. When you're finished here, Ulysses, I should appreciate your assistance. Yeah, goodbye. So is that it? So it doesn't unlock anything? Because usually a blue quest with a plus sign unlocks something. Yeah, alright. Quest complete. So that's it then? All done? Did not unlock anything? Oh well. I shall... Okay, so, Next has contacted me about, one of Grimm's friends' accounts being, hacked. And it's sending a scam out. Alright, so let's see here. Just empty with another put your schematic thing, just in here, what's his name? The dude that like Thomas the Tank Engine. Well, what's his name again? Is it... What was his name? Alright, so this is just a few yards away. Hey, there's your 500-pound woman for you. Alright. Here's my destination. Hop off my little airship. Oops. No, don't want to skip the cutscene. Red Junglia. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for the folks at our door. We welcome a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we've a place for a painter a bomb. Of a plum. So long as you... And don't be slow, it's time to let your colours show. I can paint portraits, at least landscapes and still lifes are so rarely commissioned these days. Oh, I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof have you of your prowess? Any masterpieces on your person? Sadly not, everything I paint is soon sold. Such is the life of a working artist. I have only my brush to testify for me, though you will note that it has seen no small amount of service. Aha, a home. A fix of paint, both old and new, a tool much loved and much used. I'm gonna get sick of these two. Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very welcome with us, and we'll put those talents to the test. And who is this hang on? Well, we'll show a parasite. Well, this is my assistant. He whose unfailed support allows my art to flourish, shall we go with him or not at all? Parasite, then, we shall leave his fate in the hands of your new employer. Administer not a whit to us. And having filled our lady's vacant space, retire to Yulemore's sweet embrace. And missing me, the mule, we almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must even leave 6, and we'll make our way back. Oh boy, this is going to be, something.
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days. Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Welcome, welcome to the city of final pleasures. Feel free to weep at its magnificence. No, not even a single tear. Move right along then. Our first task is register you as residents. You know, make it all nice and official, to smooth the way, so you just need to put you on your happy faces and head through the joyous hall. The Bureau of Immigration is the first room on the left side of the passage. Declare your name and occupation in a nice loud voice. The clerks will tell you where to go from there. We're in pay no mind to those folks off to the side of the road. Much like the hopefuls of the gate and takedown, they haven't earned the right to enter the city proper. If however you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow man, then by all means take your time. But why waste another moment? Go enjoy the beginning of your new life in paradise. The Bureau of Immigration, was it? I suppose we better show ourselves willing for the time being. Oh, wow. This is one heck of a twist and limsalpenser. Bop, bop, bop. Welcome to your more fortunate friends, may I have your names? Now the citizens of Yulmore are divided into two classes. There are the free, who are blessed with the favour of the Lord, or three, and the bonded, who work in the employ of the free. You'll be joining the ranks of the bonded. Your duties are to serve a patron in the capacity in which you were chosen. In your case, painting pretty pictures. Should your patron dismiss you for any reason, you must find another sponsor among the free or accept work as a general labourer. I see. And might you tell us something of the patron we are to serve? The two patrons actually are Che Nuz and Julia Che. A Mr. Kapu, whom was referred. Okay. They're both gentle souls, but will ask that you conduct yourselves with respect and humility for your own sakes as much as theirs. This place is just creepy. Yeah. There you go. Gee, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize we were so aromatic. How long? I don't know. I'm just really enjoying the story here. It's I thought I just might go with it until I get tired. Oh no. There's a shower here. Not the shower! Let's go with our clothes on. You rinse yourself, you rinse yourself, clean this. Alright, so, okay. I don't even get a buff for it? Damn. Okay, I wish I hadn't seen that. Oh, you've showered and dressed already, have you? Is it not? That is to say, it smells like the exposed one's abulations, does it not? Oh, unless I would be drying your hair by now, what would Estinian say? Hurry up, shit. Hurry up and shower, Stinky. Oh, fine, just a quick rinse then. Oh. Well, that was bracing. I believe the lingering smells of the road have been successfully expunged. Shall we go present our Yes, let us. My. You're looking to present yourself to the chase, are you? Let me explain how the city is laid out then. I mentioned 3 layers, one on top of the other. This layer here is called the buttress. Above us is the understory where the military has its headquarters, and above that you'll get to the canopy, which is where the free citizens of Yulmore spend their days. So if you want to find your new patrons, you need to keep climbing until you run out of the stairs. Then look for the Grand Dane's parlor. They've been there like it's not. Alright. Some sort of gel, I suppose. I could really go for garlic bread right now. Oh. It just fell. Oops. Okay. Are these outside the hall itself? Fetch them afterwards, I suppose, but... Yeah, I gotcha. I'll probably head over there somewhere during the story. Where were we going now? Up and up and up we go. Oh, this is way too lavish. Tis a gilded cage, I believe is the right term. Oh dear lord! It's Cassidy! Wait. What's her name again? I forgot. No. Who does it remind me of? I know, Scooby-Doo... Green Taffy? It reminds me of, reminds me of a very particular episode of... Cassie Elliott, that's it! Oh, Cass Elliott. That's who it reminds me of, it's Cass Elliott. Yeah, I'll post this in a... That is one plump, cat lady. What's the quest? No, don't actually into the cutscene. So essentially this whole city is, how do I explain this? It's like, in this world, there's been an apocalyptic event,
Who's this then?
and they're like creatures which hunt you down and like turn you into like this porcelain angel type of thing called a sin eater.
Lady Chai, pray forgive our intrusion.
So there are a few bastions in the world that are safe, and this is just happens to be one of them. And to enter the city, you need to be like a tool to someone, or be like some super elite kind of person.
Oh, goodness me. What an adorable boy. That silken hair, those pearly cheeks. Oh, and you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers. I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he will paint us the most delightful pictures.
Yes. Well, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
Wonderful. Welcome to Yulmore.
Alphino, if it please you, my lady. And this is my assistant.
Your assistant? I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, we have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not at all. Of all people, it is he who best understands my work. With his unique insight guiding my hand, the art I create is sure to satisfy your expectations. Once the picture has begun, of course, I shall have no need of constant encouragement. And so I wondered, rather than him being in your way, might it then be permissible for my assistant to explore the city he has so longed to see? Out of gratitude for his priceless contribution to my art, I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on his behalf.
Did you ever hear of such devotion? Of course your assistant must have his wish. He shall be free to roam to his heart's content. Isn't that right, darling?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest. Quite right.
We can see who is the pence in the family. You can't take this seriously, don't. As a... Bring me Solo and the Wookiee. Who to sightsee. So yes, as I said, that's like more or less a gilded cage. I can't do the Wookiee voice. Yeah. Oh, that's embarrassing. It's accepted. Alright, as I said, so yes. Essentially, this elemental light has flooded the world, quite literally, and, these beings made of, they very much look like, marble or plaster, kind of like animals and humanoid beings. And if you're killed by one, you turn into one of them. So yeah, this world is being hunted down, well, it's slowly killed off. And there are a few bastions left in the world, and this just happens to be a place of yeah, what excess, I should say. You seem a little lost. What is lovely to make your acquaintance? Speaking of your acquaintances, what do you didn't have the run of into my attendant on your wanderings? Would you, big strong lad, long hair, tied back? Yep. Which actually brings up a good question. How are these people paying for food? He was getting more shopping around when I realized I'd dropped my handkerchief, and now I've been waiting here all alone while he's been off searching for it. I'm not terribly fond of being alone. If you do see him, I'll be obliged if you could pass on his message. Forget the silly handkerchief and return to my side at once. Yikes. You seem to be in trouble. Wicked white, that was close. Oh yes, and if you're wondering why the sky is so damn shiny, it's because the whole light thing. Like daylight, no, nighttime does not exist in this place. You risk your life for a scrap of cloth? Are you some sort of fool? Or thought of fool? I don't know. Oops. Look at my Jesus Christ, he's a freaking bitch. He's bitch made. Sorry, I might have got caught a bit carried away. I find it hard to stop when I slacken my blessings these days. Please, you should come with me to meet my lady. Once she hears the deed, you'll be witness. Oh boy. Yeah, there would be a lot of wealth going out of the city. They're paying for all the food and this. Unless, like, whoever owns the city is just ludicrously wealthy, like Scrooge Duck kind of worthy. You value him highly, then. As if he were a member of my own family, I could not live a wonderful life I lead without him. We free citizens owe the bonded our unending gratitude. Mayhap in another society a different standing would breed prejudice or resentment, but in Yulamore, our most great glorious measure is in place to avert such unpleasantness. Oops. Part of that measure requires that the free surrender their fortunes upon registration. All of our property, financial, intellectual, or otherwise, is given over to the city. Well, there you go. In exchange, we are provided with ample funds and commodities to live a life of pampered luxury. Being liberated from the concern of earning coin has an almost miraculous effect on people's outlook. There are no rivals to compete against, only fellow residents with whom to enjoy our tranquil existence. Now, if you excuse us, I must see what the markets have to offer as reward for the return of my handkerchief. Oh, I've not forgotten you, of course. Our gracious messenger turned recruiter or rescuer. Every so often there are words which I'm not quite familiar with. Okay. All this talk of relying on the bonded, I haven't given the thought as to what your duties might be. I hope I haven't interrupted your work unduly. Tour of the city, is it? Then you really must visit the beehive. It's always buzzing with activity, the local humour. Yeah. Anyway, a lady by the name of Tista Beer? I don't know. Usually has a seat near the entrance. She'll gladly speak with you on any number of topics, assuming you find yourself on a good side. Oh boy. This is a bit ridiculous, isn't it? Oh, this is a reference to Final Fantasy VII. Welcome to the beehive, my little drone, seeking the sting of excitement to liven up your day. I can tell at your glance when folk are new to our happy colony. It's the nervous fluttering you see. Always gets in the way. Why don't we play some cards to set you at ease? A quick game of high or low. It's a simple matter of guessing who's the bigger hand. If you win, I'll grant you a favour within reason, of course. Interested? High or low is a guessing game. You must decide whether the total of your 3 cards is higher or lower than the total of your opponent's cards. The deck holds 9 cards, with the pictures printed thereon representing their numbers 1 through 9. Each number appears only once in the deck, so there's no repeats. If you guess correctly, then you win the match. If both totals the same, then another hand is dealt. 3 cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip one of yours over, and I flip 2 of mine over. So that's a 7, but that's a 3. That's interesting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? But the 1, 6, and 3 are taken, leaving 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. Ooh. I want to go high. Oh, yeah, rather. So you're a sore loser. Got it. Alright, so that's 3, 5, and I've got the 9. 5, 6, 7, 8. God, that mine are higher than yours. Yeah, that aggression, she's not happy at all. No. In my humble estimation, the most wondrous thing about the stone is how say we are from the Sin Eaters. They say Lord Volthry was born with the power to command them, which means no Yulmora need ever raise a weapon in the defense of the city. Was that the kind of thing you wish to know? If your itch still needs scratching, then you might get a few words out of Atharan over there. There's naught that Miri Sot likes more than the sound of his own voice. I suspect that's the case with everyone in this city, but... only just arrived at have you? Look, you all can be away the layers of mystery. You want me to hop on stage? Let's see. What's this? Oh, that jacket. That's a cool jacket. I can't possibly be any higher. What's it all about? Dance on the mark on the stage. I've got to dance on a mark? What mark? Oh, right. Oh, that's charming, isn't it? They seem to freaking pole dance. Yeah, you're a fucking prick. You are more army, maybe the reasons of military might, but even our forces saw grievous losses in the war during this. Okay. Things changed for us, around 20 years ago now, when the old ruler's son came to power. He's got his way with the eaters, you see, turns them docile as house cats. I wouldn't be exaggerating to say they've become something of an ally to Yonwar. No longer an enemy to be feared. And yet elsewhere there's still foes who insist on fighting their losing battles. Toasted Lord Volthury. What does Cass Elliot want? He seems really angry. What's the difference between what he was... Never mind. I don't recall this part of the artistic process. Exactly, that is an artist there, it's not a dress-up doll. It's about time we set him to work for the reason we called him here. She doesn't want an artist anymore, she wants a freaking, I swear, I do love good painting, but I thought since we were enjoying ourselves so thoroughly. She wants a pet cat. A pet, elf boy, I mean. Oh my lord, what the hell is happening here? They're dressing up Alphino like some kind of doll. Lady K has a particular sense of beauty, and apparently that extends to how I should dress while painting. But this obsession of her works in our favour. The time I spent indulging these distractions is time you can use to continue your explorations. For this excursion, I'd like you to delve into the layer below us and sniff about the military headquarters. I'm sure that understory had its own tale to tell. Getting just a tad hungry. Oh, did I skip? Yeah, there we go. Pardon me. No, I need to go down further? Really? Ah. Hmm. I see. I'm guessing I have to jump off. Hang on. There we go. Cool. So you get that information in the understory. Very well. Weeping Warbler. Sub-sniff. You're one of the bonded, aren't you? Like me. Please, I need your help. My throat. I can't see anymore. I've been making excuses, but it's making any better. If my patron thinks I'm of no use, I'm then sob. I need to sneak out to the derelicts and describe my condition to Thorak. Okay. Here's a list of symptoms and a hunk of meal to pay for his medicines. Please, I have no one else to turn to. Oh dear. Yeah, there we go. I knew the pot will take me outside sometime. They literally throw their trash down here. Jeez. Seeing symptoms. Oh, your face, you didn't know. Of the many hopefuls in the city, very few are ever seen to leave, even as corpses. I might see one or two fortunate fools heard from the balconies, but the rest gone. A town of nightmares it is, not for the ship's rat. Oh no, no. I am content to scurry around down here and nibble on the crumbs which fall from the table. This consolation is over. You have my verdict, and I have my meal. Good day. What of a prick, aren't you? Oh, right. What were you All right. The mainstay, is it? Yes. As all know, the cities exist to devour the sinful, but also do they serve to gather the souls of the innocent. It's through Lord Orthrey that we learn this truth. It is through Lord Orthrey that three people of Armor are destined to embrace salvation. We are blessed to spend our days surrounded by love and merriment, and at last we are called to our final rapture. Even the modern may find place within the host, should the patrons deem them worthy. Wow, this is really screwed up. However, the best songs on reference of the city just to see they would explain the reference which he had held by the citizenry. And as for the distinct shippers, I cannot help but be put in mind of the hypocrisy and his ominous remarks of so many folks have entered the city over the years. Where do they go? That's quite a good painting actually. I take my eyes off you one moment you're chatting away with your assistant viewers. I might assume the outline is done then. What in the blazes? Whereas artistic interpretation, it should invoke images of affluence and nobility and overwhelm the viewer with its boundless beauty. Lord Chai, you stated that this portrait was to commemorate your anniversary. It was being a joyous union, it seemed to me that a realistic portrait. Say, did they come from above? Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. I tell you to make you quiver and your noble blood freeze. He was a villain on the loose, set to ruin our fierce city. But our Lord has got him now, and his fate will not be pretty. His name of justice is poised to come crashing down, and one and all who would watch it fall are invited to join his lordship in the offer. How dreadful. That's right, in fact, if you're curious, it might be worth you going along for your experience to offer. They mentioned as part of the emergent. The level above us where Lord Valthry resides. Ordinarily you would be barred from entering, but it seems they'll be opening its doors for the next little while. The Crown Lift will take you up there. Something tells me that's going to be really screwed up.
That's him. That's Valthry.
Valthry, okay, cool.
He's attended by sin eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking? Mercy! Mercy!
His voice sounds familiar.
By the 12. Kaishia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Valthry, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Europe is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society. To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that. What then is a man of mercy to do? But offer the sinner another way to show his contrition.
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin eaters are part of Yulmore's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked. A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
It is true that Kaishia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out I could almost accept, but to humiliate him thus? To demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Yulmore?
Oh, you dim, deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
And people call this paradise.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
Oh, an artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me of Yulmore. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could. Can you walk?
I think so.
Did that little worm just insult me?
Ah, you're a bit slow. Ree!
I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! Then tear out their hearts!
Like a dancing turd, yes! Precisely. Forgive me in my anger, I seem to have marched us back outside again. It is probably best we leave the island altogether. I believe we've won out a welcome in Neomore. In any case, I've seen enough of the world's self-proclaimed capital city to convince me that our battle against the city will find and fuelize in Kulsia. I'll accompany you back to Crystarium. We need to regroup and I think our new strategy. Okay, Sheer, I have done you a grave disservice. You're hungry and desperate, and I offered you a solution without once considering the risks inherent to you and accepting it. If I had known but the price you would be made to pay. You gave me everything I needed you to make your day work. It was me who made a mess of things, not you. But even after all your trouble I caused, you still stepped in and saved me, and now Lord Vothri wants us all dead. Want to come back with us to Crystarium? I am certain we can find work for you there, if you're willing. Elf Puff Alpino. So who's this? No, I've had many a beautiful and striking picture painted for me, but there was something about your work. It was as if you had caught the very essence of our love and written it naked upon the canvas. It was bold, unflinching, and I adored it. Please, you must come back with us and finish what you began. I will speak with Lord Velvet and vouch for your character. Sure can smooth over any hard feelings. I'm sorry, Lord Che. There are more important matters to which I must attend. More important... May press me no further, we are leaving, but I will not presume to take the garments you assigned can procure for me. One moment. And I shall make arrangements so that you can pass through the gate without causing a stir. Expect you come to visit. Huh. Interesting. Alright, I am going to head back to... this way. Save me some time, right? Alright, here's Alphonor. It is good to see you back amongst friends, not to mention my dear sister. I have not seen her for some time, but I gather she is keen to press on with her plans as am I. You have seen quite a lot of the first yourself. You know more than enough to appreciate the scale of the obstacles we face. Let us lay our discoveries before the Exo can discuss what must be done. The Crystal Exile welcomes back to the Crystarium. Cool.
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmul might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Are you sure that eliminate the Wardens will be enough?
Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then.
Exposition time. Excellent.
In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions.
Well, why the hell do you want to do this to our home?
Thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed.
Interesting.
At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance.
Oh, wow.
Attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Alright. Hallminster Switch is in the north of Lakeland, so please make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet me outside the Crystarium at the crossroads northwest of the Essensa Gate, and I shall leave there myself. Alright, I'm going to end it here. Thank you for watching. I wish you to have a fantastic day. And I hope you come around again sometime. Good night.